We are out here at Impressions in Long Beach with my buddy, close friend, confidant, Matthew Marcotte. Hi, buddy.
Hey, bud. How you doing?
Good. Tired. It's day 3 of the show.
Feel you.
Feeling a little down.
A little groggy.
How are you feeling?
Good. It's been a weekend. It's been a weekend. You get all of us together and we get a little rowdy.
We do get rowdy. I heard you have a secret of keeping it between the lines at trade shows. What'd you do yesterday morning? What's your rhythm?
So every morning you kind of wake up, you slap the phone that's making the alarm noise, and you just get up and you go to the gym. You just go sweat it out. You get the toxins right out of your body, man. It's one of those things where you wake up, you kind of already hate life, and so I figured, why not hate it some more and go hit the gym.
So what'd you do this morning?
So every morning, what I do, it doesn't matter if I'm at a trade show or if I'm at home,
okay.
I hit the gym. So I go to the gym. I usually try to get some good cardio in. So what I've been doing lately is just an extreme uphill walk. So 12 grade incline at 4 miles an hour to 4.5 miles an hour. It's kind of like the Michael Myers like scary walk. You're going fast, right? Uphill, you do that for like 30 minutes. You're gonna burn 500, 600 calories.
Wow.
Just dripping sweat, getting it all out. Then some push-ups, sit-ups, some basic plyometric stuff, or hit the weights a little bit. And yeah, you're hurting, but you get that all done by 9 a.m. You got a cup of coffee in your hand. You've done all that. You've sweat all that out. And even if you're hurting, you've got pride behind yourself now. That makes it a lot easier to get through that hurt.
Yes, that's awesome. Have you been around much of the show or seen many things?
I just actually got the chance to kind of walk it, see a lot of friends, of course, and kind of see what's going on this year. Honestly, I think everyone stepped it up a little bit this year. A lot of more interactive, right? It feels like the experiential market has finally found its home in our industry.
Yeah.
A lot of things were a lot more like, for decades, right? A lot more activations, a lot more content creators, content creation. I think it's been stepped up to another level, and it's been pretty rad.
That's awesome. What are some of the highlights, or what's the cool technology like for sound? So tell us about your shop a little bit, and what you guys do, where you're at, your configurations, and then maybe things here that you're looking out for yourself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I kind of have a unique past. I've run some large scale shops in the past, and then earlier, I want to say like 2013, 2014, my buddy Mike, who was at the show earlier, he flew out this morning, he hated his job. He hated it. He was a tradesman, right? So doing flooring, construction. I had already brought him in, helping me do gig posters for some bands, right? Okay. He also had been tour manager for a long time for some bands and seen me make merch, make posters, and we've been homies for a long time. So he hated his job. He was having fun making the posters with me. Passion project. There was no money in that for us at the time. It's all the love of the game. And we got a manual.
Is there money in it right now, making posters?
At scale, hell yeah. Everybody else, hell no.
We try. We do it 2 or 3 times a year, and we lose money every time we do it, but we feel real proud of ourselves when we do it.
It's a craft, man.
It's cool.
It's for the love only. But we're a manual shop, so it's really, we're a 50-50 partnership. So I own and he owns. I'm not there that frequently. I've got another gig I do full time. I get to help manage at a high level. He is the one doing everything. So he's printing, he's doing the emails, he's doing everything. We got a kid that comes in and reclaims for us. We took that off his plate. But coming to the show, we're really trying to look at, okay, it's time to automate a lot more of that. We've built it up slowly. Me having the background and relationship I've had, I've been able to kind of like help, let's not make the mistakes I've learned from friends and like help share that with me and get as much as we can, as lean as we can. Now we're hitting a spot where we have to automate more because we don't really want more bodies. I love shops that have a great culture and a lot of people. We're coming from a much more lean manufacturing process. We want to get more automation and get as healthy as we can, so when we do bring people in, it's a full-time career, not temp labor that we're going to have to churn and burn, right? Yeah. So we're really trying to automate, looking at equipment. Definitely an auto is happening here this year. So
is it?
It is.
That's a big step.
It's a big step. It's terrifying also, but I mean, we've hit a spot now a couple years in a row where we can't get that top line to change because we're out of time, right? You're pulling a squeegee all day long. I can't expect him to do more than what he's able to do, and he's hitting it hard. I mean, being an owner, an owner's going to work almost harder than anybody else during that growing phase. He's working his butt off. Now it's time to take a little bit of that physical side off his plate and let those wings expand a little bit. So taking some loans, looking at what that's to look like, and making that next jump that is always hard to do. And I've been able to speak about it well for years. It's different when it's your own pocketbook,
right.
you know? So taking that next step is definitely what Sound and Fury has to do to keep scaling in a healthy way. And we've waited long enough. It's time to take that jump.
Is embroidery in y'all's future?
I mean, I would love to say yes. I think embroidery is super rad. We outsource embroidery all the time now. I would bet I will end up with a single head.
Yeah.
Just to be able to do like the one-off and stuff like that. I think that I've been such an ink nerd that I just love that. Needles, they hurt, man. So I feel like I'm gonna let the needles stick with the needlers, and I'm gonna stick with the ink slinging. We'll see what the market tells us to do. We've been lucky enough to have some great folks in our circle that are just really good at embroidery.
Yeah.
I'd rather help support the homies, let them do what they're good at, and work that way. But I think I'll end up with a single head. I want a single head.
Right.
Eventually.
What do you think about the advancements in the DTF space? Like, have you seen much of, even each trade show is kind of like a milestone, and you see it, you know, we saw it in Vegas, and then we're here, and it's, what are you seeing that progress? Are you optimistic about that technology, or what's Sound and Fury's strategy for DTF?
We use DTF.
Yeah.
So I've been optimistic about DTF since I saw it. I was like, this is a disruptor. And I think it is a great disruptor. I think there's a right tool for every job, right? And so I think that DTF is definitely a tool that can be utilized. There's folks that I admire massively. Scott, obviously being one of those, King Screen, that is really helping push that forward on how to utilize DTF in a day-to-day practice.
He's got it
and
dialed.
I admire the hell out of that guy. And I've taken some plays out of his book, and so what we're actually looking at doing, we haven't quite implemented it yet, but we're debating saying, you know what, 12 units was our course to start for screen printing. We're thinking about saying 24. Anything under than that, we'll do, but it'll be DTF.
Yep.
Right? So this is what you get at this count and price point.
Yep.
You want screen print, we don't start that until here.
Yep.
Because the economics support it,
Yep.
right? And so I think there's a huge opportunity in that. Also, the correct application. We just did a merch store where we had some awesome zipper jackets for a youth dance league, right? And the left chest name was unique left chest name, and then the full back had medium coverage, full back. I would have had to do Nylabond. I would have then had to get a gray transfer vinyl that matched the gray of that ink, and then had to cut it, weed it, and then transfer that. We just said, well, no. And we went ahead and ordered bulk DTF transfers, and they were perfect. They loved them so much, they're like, hey, can you do another store? We turned that store back on, and we're getting more of those jackets. And we can easily, there's no weeding, no cutting, we just heat press that, right? So way less touch points, way more economical, and on that kind of a good, I think it's actually one of the preferred decoration methods, right? So I think it's all about knowing how to use all these tools in the right application, looking at your cost analysis, your labor analysis, and seeing what makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's certainly, our strategy is screen printing at 24, we're DTFing a lot. I think it's the first time I've seen a print-on-demand solution. That's where I think it solves a problem for us, is I want to have a machine. And especially when a machine's 20 grand or so, like, that's accessible for everybody. It's why everybody bought DTG machines.
Yep.
But I think about the online stores, I think about the walk-in traffic, you know.
I need one.
Yeah. And that partnered with, technology like Graphics Flow or Inksoft, and then you could you can manifest anything. And you don't have to even be a designer.
You don't.
Plug
And
play.
again, that barrier to entry, it's pretty low.
Yeah.
I mean, we say 20K like it's nothing. It's something for sure. In this industry, it's nothing.
Yeah,
man. You can have nothing, and you can still go into actually decorating garments in your garage with software and affordable barrier to entry, and you've got a full line.
Ooh.
It's something.
So, as someone that a lot of people, myself included, look up to in the industry, when you think about when you're building your shop and you're laying out what press configuration, dryer configuration, what are some of the types of technology you're looking at?
So So right now, like I said, Sound Fear, we're looking at getting that auto. Right now, we're going to the age-old song and dance of electric needs.
Yeah.
Right. So the building only has single phase. The building has 3 commercial units, apartment units as well. So getting 3 phases is where we're currently at. So we're looking at, we're kind of on the market right now. We're looking at the pros and cons of pneumatic, electric, what that can look like. End of the day, I've been a big fan of most of the manufacturers of presses, right? I think that it's really a matter of service support, and it's Chevy or Ford, right? You have opinions, they're opinions, right? So I'm really looking at what all of them have to offer and what will be the best for what I'm able to get capacity-wise. We need 3-phase anyways, so I'm going to bring 3-phase in. Then if I need to go into getting a compressor, that's not too hard to get nowadays. Right. But with the auto, I mean, one thing that we do in a manual shop is we heat press everything. Everything that's either done, it's either done water-based, we don't need it. Anything plastisol, every job plastisol, when it's done, it's heat pressed.
Really?
It's extra touch points, it's extra labor. We've been able to go compete with the large-scale shops in our area. And people come to us like, how is yours so amazing? They come to our shop like, this is your shop? They're blown away at how we're able to get such soft, stretchy prints. We're just heat pressing everything we've done. Everything.
Comes out of the dryer, stack them up, and then you go right to the heat press.
Yep.
You guys running pneumatic heat presses or clamshell, or
clamshell?
What do you...
And when we can, we actually bring the clamshell right next to the dryer, so it goes off the dryer and gets clamshell out. We got a high school kid that's a buddy of ours kid. We pay him to come in, and we'll have stacks of shirts. He'll heat press those all day long. We might even throw in some DTF transfers in to do for inside neck tacks, right? So when we go with the auto, things like an inline heat press or inline roller,
that's part of your...
That's part of that. That's part of technology we need to have, because we honestly do feel like adding that extra step,
finishing,
it makes a huge difference in the quality. So that's a big part. We need to have the ability to inline press to get that in there.
You like the Stampinator?
I do.
I like the Stampinator.
I do.
It's cool. Jeff's a friend. We have at the Workhorse, we've got a lab of sorts at the Workhorse headquarters, and we've got a Stampinator there. And I think it's really cool. The stamp, and it's been around for a minute, but I think that DTF brings a whole nother. You automate that whole process, and I think that letting your press operators be able to do that, that's a super cool thing.
Couldn't agree more.
What about dryer? What dryers are you going to gas or electric?
So it also kind of depends on what the electric draw looks like. So right now,
100 amps.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
But the other problem is our building does not have natural gas. So we're going to be stuck with
coal fire. Shoveling coal.
Just
heat pressing things and shoveling coal, just like a locomotive.
Yep. Titanic subgrade, just getting it ready.
Steampunk screen printing.
It's, for now, we're going to stick, we've got a smaller electric right now. When we get the auto, it's going to still be a single loader unloader, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be mic on press, loading and unloading. And it's going to be able to get what we took a day to do, an hour and a half to do, right? So we're still going to try to compartmentalize the workflow and have days on press, days not on press, until we can't scale anymore. That way we have to add bodies to that.
Yeah.
So out of the gate, I think we'll be okay with the dryer we currently have. We're definitely looking at what it would take to get into gas. There's also some issues. We do have other units above us, apartment units, so exhausting is an issue as well. So we're going to be probably sticking to the electric for a while, looking at different manufacturers with some really great options for the ability to have discharge, water-based, plastisol, and keep up with that. So for now, we're scaling into the auto. We'll look at the dryer when it becomes an issue.
Yeah. Do you guys exhaust just up right now? Like, do you raise it away? What's your
up and then brought over to an outside pole?
Oh, you go outside.
So, yeah, it goes outside. But with a smaller electric dryer, it's a lot easier.
Right.
It's a lot different when you do have the gas. You kind of want to maintain as much of a straight chimney as possible.
Yeah.
You can do some 95 or some 45s to a 90 span to get that proper flow. But not having the natural gas in the building and trying to figure out how to exhaust that, we'll probably have to maintain. But the good thing is my business partner Mike, him and his wife just bought the building we're in. So there's pros and cons to that. So the con being that, the pro being he's got a whole new opportunity in his life.
Yeah.
Him being a landlord, that helps drastically, right? So we're trying to do what you've done, you taught us, is how to really become a pillar of your neighborhood, right? So the town of Warrenville 35 minutes outside of Chicago. It's a great little town. I grew up there for a while, went to high school there. There is a new, younger generation that's starting to really make businesses there. His wife has a salon upstairs. She cuts the mayor's hair. Like, we're trying to get to a spot where this building is one of the first things you see when you get off the highway into Warrenville. We want to do the big mural. We want to do all that stuff. And we've been working with the town itself. We really want to be something for the town, in the town, because it's kind of this little small community surrounded by bigger, well-known towns,
Right.
Naperville, Wheaton. People don't know Warrenville, and we want to make Warrenville proud and be that little mayor's seat inside Warrenville.
I love that. That's so cool. Well, where can we keep up with Sound and Fury at?
Follow us on Instagram,
Okay.
sound_and_fury, soundandfuryprint.com.
Okay.
You can also hit me up on Instagram, marcotte.inc. Yeah,
You guys use Printavo at your shop?
we do.
You guys use Graphics Flow?
We do.
You do?
We do.
I haven't used Graphics Flow. I was talking to a few people out here, and I'm interested in seeing if it's, I don't know if it would work into ours, but the idea I really like was, you know, our art department is constantly choked down, and the idea that, not for every job, but for some jobs, if a customer care team member can quote, they're already interacting and they can just quickly give some art right back to them and bypass the art department, or maybe even this gets it started and then it goes on to the art department for refinement. But
Yep.
I just think that so many problems could be solved so fast with that communication chain.
It opened my eyes. I mean, obviously, there's two of us, right? And I got a full-time gig, right, with Printavo, aside from owning the shop.
Yeah.
So looking at how we can, again, automate processes and leverage tech to get more done with less bodies. So we put the art portal on our website, so they can click design ideas, and they watch a little video on how to use it, and they can now browse 10,000 plus pieces of art.
People use
right?
it?
People are using it, right? They can click on it, they can put submissions through, and then we can go, rad, make the quick little changes, send it out for approval, download it right into Illustrator or Corel. We use Illustrator, right? It's ready to go. I can make the adjustments. All the effects are still on there. Make the separation. It's done. It's done. So it's again a good tool for the right solution.
I can't wait to check it out. Graphics Flow, Printavo, Inksoft.
Yep.
You guys very generously donated some things. We gave away $10,000 worth of subscriptions.
Woo!
Yeah, Printavo Premium, it's like $4,800, and then Inksoft Premium, which was the same, and then the Graphics Flow. So I got hooked up.
There you go. Man, I should have applied.
Dude, thanks for coming by, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Always good to see you.
You too, brother.
Thanks for watching.